Monday Media Review. Subscribe, nigga. So Adult Swim, that shit is where adults go to swim or something. From poorly drawn squid hillbillies to bird donkey people with snake hands going on acid trips, it's like the entire network was made for people who like to shit post on the internet. But this shit wasn't just shit, this shit was dookie, special dookie. Now Adult Swim didn't start till 2001, and before that there was no hub for your adult cartoons. All you had was regular channels like MTV and Fox who sometimes aired adult cartoons, and you couldn't even get a solid lineup going. If something you didn't like was on one channel, you would have to hope that the other channel wasn't playing straight BS. So in other words, Adult Swim was a lifesaver. The show that kicked off Adult Swim was Home Movies. It's basically about this kid that likes to record home movies, and it looks like it was animated by me. The shit is terrible. But that was the charm of most early Adult Swim shows. You could tell that a lot of it was just meant for adults who were stoned as fuck, stuff that a child could not comprehend or follow along with, which was actually one of my favorite things about year one of Adult Swim. Growing up, I couldn't comprehend none of this shit. Pretty much all of us were fans of Family Guy as a kid because we could at least understand some of the jokes. But Adult Swim was true adult humor. I ain't have no idea what the fuck these niggas was talking about as a kid.
Yeah, he's eating eggs through a bullet hole.
Adult Swim probably the reason why I'm so fucked in the head. And aside from the shows, this was just a really chill network. It didn't make me feel like I was constantly being marketed to. The bumps between shows had chill visuals and chill music, and a lot of the bumps were just black screens with white words. There ain't no fucking memes spammed all over the place, no funny sound effects, just vibes. And I don't know about everyone else, but I feel like that's all most adults want. A lot of us adults is out here working every day busting our ass. Most niggas just want to come home and vibe, bro. Like a lot of niggas don't even want to come home and laugh. That's why I feel like Adult Swim spoke to adults more than a lot of other networks. We don't want to be loud and annoying. We're not trying to sell you nothing. Just turn your TV on and watch some dumbass cartoons. And as the years went by, Adult Swim only got better, picking up those shows that were exclusive to other channels while releasing their own exclusives that will become beloved by fans. Now once Adult Swim came on, it was your one-stop shop for all things adult. Everything was here. The Adult Swim originals, all the big hitters from the other networks. If you were an adult cartoon lover, you were in heaven in Adult Swim. Adult Swim had a lot of shows. These shows could range from nonsensical BS to masterpieces. And just because a show was nonsensical BS doesn't mean that it wasn't good. It's just that some shows were your more traditional cartoon where every episode is a new shenanigan. And nobody trying to follow a story 24/7, so those shows were welcome. Some of my favorite nonsensical BS shows were Aqua Teen Hunger Force and Squidbillies, both of which had a whole lot of nothing going on, but were funny as hell.
Your mama's white.
Oh my God!
She's fat as hell, too.
But nonsensical BS on this network was split into two different categories. Like for example, Squidbillies, that's some coherent BS. But some shit like Xavier the Renegade Angel would traumatize you. It's completely incoherent BS.
Keep eating.
Oh yeah, eat that ketchup nice and good.
It ain't nothing you can do to convince me they wasn't in the studio doing coke. But what about the masterpieces? Genuinely great cartoons. Some of the shows I think are masterpieces could definitely also be nonsensical BS. Like the Brak show. I think this shit is a masterpiece because it's such a cartoon, if that makes sense. Like almost every show on Adult Swim is in your face BS. But the Brak show was different. It was just a lighthearted show about Brak going on wacky adventures and shit. And just look at this dude. He captures the early 2000s perfectly. Maybe it wasn't your favorite, but I don't see how anyone could dislike the Brak show. Another show that I think is a masterpiece is The Venture Bros. I had no idea what the fuck the schedule was, so I could barely ever catch this when it was on. But every episode that I did manage to catch was fucking amazing. Since I missed half the episodes, I never knew what was going on in the plot. All I knew is that that shit was colorful and action-packed. And as stupid as they were, I loved Hank and Dean. If one of them were involved in a main plot point, I knew it was gonna get fucking reckless. And what kind of black dude would I be if I didn't mention the Boondocks? The Boondocks was a one-of-a-kind thing when it dropped. It was entertaining for everyone from kids to adults, and it spoke for that part of the black community that didn't like being clownified. Like yeah, not every single one of us thinks Medea is the most funniest shit on the planet. It was great seeing someone who was black make fun of shit like that to allow everyone to see that yeah, not all of us are the fucking same. And it did that shit in a hilarious way, so a nigga couldn't even be like, oh this is woke garbage, how can you not laugh? And honestly, even shows I might not have mentioned are masterpieces. Everything on the network at this time knew what it wanted to do, so you couldn't even be like, who the hell is watching this? Even if I didn't enjoy something, I could always see the appeal in it for someone else. Adult Swim was starting to see a lot of changes in the 2010s, specifically the early 2010s. They would start putting out a lot more live action shows and release some of the biggest cartoon shows on the network to date. This era introduced me to Odd Future and Tyler the Creator through Loiter Squad, and I like to call this era the Something for Everyone era, because my dad, who hated Adult Swim in the prior years, could not get enough of Black Jesus. He thought that it was the funniest shit he ever seen in his life, and I was noticing more and more kids at my school starting to talk about Adult Swim shows. It was this group of kids that would sit out in gym and just watch Loiter Squad clips. One day I decided to join them and sit down and watch a clip with them. The clip was so funny that even after gym class was over, I was just thinking about it and laughing in class, which led to me getting in trouble.
Talking about burgers, flames, whatever.
That burger with flames, bruh.
Flames? Nigga, what you mean flames?
Look, and I know this shit might not seem that funny nowadays, but think about it from the point of a 10-year-old. That clip made me a fan of Loiter Squad, which staying up late for that got me into the Eric Andre show. I ain't even know what the fuck he was talking about in the interviews. I just knew that the random shit that would happen was hilarious.
Really
My
sick.
seat feels like it's alive or something.
Yeah, we got snakes.
With human traits.
So if you were worried that Adult Swim lost their touch with nonsensical BS in the 2010s, don't be. Now remember not enjoying these three specifically. Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell, Check It Out, and Children's Hospital. I remember these would only be on if I woke up while Adult Swim was playing. And I remember all three of them would scare the fuck out of me. I never enjoyed any of them one bit. So I guess it's safe to say I just stuck my dumb ass to Loiter Squad and kept it pushing. But Adult Swim released another wave of banger cartoons in the 2010s as well. And it's kind of sad knowing that the only one that's still around to this day is Rick and Morty. Back when Rick and Morty first dropped in 2013, I would tune in to every episode, but I don't think it's deserving of being the only cartoon remaining from this era. My personal favorites from this era was Black Dynamite and Mike Tyson Mysteries. Black Dynamite was based on the movie from 2009 by the same name, and this show was fucking hilarious. I had all of the episodes recorded on my DirecTV DVR thing.
Ooh, kill him. Ooh, 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 killed him.
I used to just alternate between Black Dynamite and the Boondocks. And Mike Tyson Mysteries was just a simple down-to-earth adult cartoon. Not too much BS, not too much craziness.
Be real discreet.
It's a shame that they canceled this shit for real. I remember watching this on the network as late as 2018, which was crazy because that was the year that I wasn't even watching TV anymore, just playing on my phone all the damn time. It's a legendary and underrated cartoon that many people don't bring up nowadays, which is a shame. It deserves to be brought up in those Cartoon Hall of Fame conversations. If you never watched it, give it a watch and you'll see why I'm dick sucking it so hard. Now that show about that ugly ass kid and his stupid demonic dog, Mr. Pickles, was never really for me. It was way too edgy for my liking, and I'm not a snowflake or nothing. It was just the 6-year-old kind of edgy. The kind of edgy that's like, oh, there was blood and guts and blood and devil. But like I said before, I see the appeal and everything. Someone out there likes this, and that's valid. He probably a little weird, but still valid. All in all, this was my favorite era of Adult Swim for sure, and I'm sure it's a lot of other people's favorite era as well. So much of this stuff has great memories attached to it, like watching stuff with my dad and whatnot, and you just can't beat that. Genuine good times watching something that you enjoy. And some of this stuff will just never have a successor, something that can be similar to it or better than it. That's why you just gotta cherish the memories you have with it. There's never gonna be a new version, a new season, and to me that's what's special about Adult Swim. So many of their shows are just unique to them. You can't get a memory like that on any other network. Even though I was a child during the peak, it truly was a once in a lifetime experience. To conclude it all, Adult Swim was truly fucking amazing, honestly. And I know that there was a lot I didn't touch on, but trust me, there's definitely someone way smarter than me that did a 2-hour video on every single thing on Adult Swim ever. And yes, I know Toonami exists, and the reason it didn't get mentioned is because I feel like that's worth its own video. And I didn't touch on modern Adult Swim because there's not much going on it nowadays, and it's kinda sad. Adult Swim is nothing like it used to be. But that's okay because as I said, we have all the memories. Nothing is more powerful than memories, except a gun. A gun can take away all your memories. This has been Monday Media Review that's probably not even uploaded on Monday. If you enjoyed, please do subscribe and like. At least like if you're not going to subscribe, because it is going to help me get into the algorithm. I hope if you was having a bad Monday, you're having a good Monday now. Peace out. See you in the next one, man. An Easter egg if you stayed this far. Fortnite card ZNP9 Y3X3 89TZ HR55. I'm so serious. It actually works. I'm so dead ass serious.